We had one time a woman come into the store, and I didn't know that she'd come into the store yet because I was doing my retail thing, walking towards the back, and one of my coworkers goes, "Hey Austin, you're big into sports, aren't you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I love sports. You want to talk about sports? You got a customer that wants to talk about sports?" He goes, "Well, she has a question about, this woman has a question about a shirt that the football team wears." And I go, "Oh, well, okay." This woman walks up to me and says, my son's 40th birthday is tomorrow, and he wants the shirt that the coaches, the polo shirt that the coaches wear on the sideline." And this is 2 years ago.
Gosh.
And I look at her and I said,
don't doubt that she talked that way.
No, she did, like 100%. Like this is this woman's voice. But we were talking, and she said, I want the shirt the coaches wear. I want the shirt the coaches wear on the sideline because that's what my son wants for his birthday, and I wish he'd just get a job himself and move out, but that's what he wants for his birthday, so it's what I'm going to get for him. And there's like zero exaggeration there. Those were her words. By her own words. So, I show her, we have 4 or 5 polos available. So I show her the ones that we have, and I say, "Ma'am, I don't know exactly what the coaches wear on the sidelines, but I think I've seen them wearing this one and this one before." And I just point out to her our solid red polo, the Nike one with the Razorback on it, and then a white one that had a panel of red on it. And she goes, "This one. I think this is the one that he wants." I said, "Okay, well, what size would you like, ma'am?" Because I can tell that I tried to walk away, and she was like, "No, you still need to be helping me." And I was like, "Oh, alrighty then." But so she tells me I need a XXL, and she's already agitated at this point in time. Like the tone of my voice isn't quite giving it away, but she's agitated because I'm wasting her time, and I just really get the impression that she thinks that this shirt is not what her son should be asking for his birthday. So, oh gosh. So, I mean, this is what she asked for this is what he asked for his birthday. She's got to get it, right? So she's frustrated. She didn't want to come down here. Nobody really wants to come down to the bookstore because it's an inconvenient place on campus if you're not a student. So I asked her what size. She goes, "I want an XXL." And I said, "Okay." Yep. And I said, "Okay, I can get you a double extra large." She goes, "No, I want an XXL." I said, "Well, ma'am, those are the same thing. There's 2 X's, and a double XL means 2 X's, and it's a double extra large." She goes, "I want a 2XL." And I said, "Okay, we'll just walk over here and we'll look." And I made a mistake. I walked up and we had our shirts facing 2 different directions. We had the larger sizes, like the extra large and up, facing out the window so that they could be displayed, and then we had the rest of them facing inside the rest of the store. And I looked and didn't check the back rack because I never check the back rack because I've never had to do that before. And I said, we don't have any 2XLs right here. We can look at some of the other shirts, or I can go look in the back for you real quick. And she goes, "Okay, you just go look in the back." So I ran to the back. I checked, made sure we didn't have any more. You know, we just had a sale, so everything we had was everything that was out. And I walked back to the front of the store and I say, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, we don't have any more." And as I'm saying that to her, another coworker walks by and says, Did you look on the display?" I was like, "Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. I'm so sorry." And she goes, "Well, just don't do it again. I want my XXL." And by this time I can tell that she thinks that I'm not going to be able to deliver her shirt to her properly. So I reach and I grab and I said, "Oh look, we're just in, you know, you're in luck. We have your XXL." Made sure not to call it double XL because I don't want to go through that fiasco again. And I hand it to her and I say, "All right, here you go. When you're ready to check out, I'll be your cashier up at the front." And I pointed her in the right direction. So I had handed her the shirt, and she just shoves it right back at me and just kind of looks at me until I grab the shirt and walk up to the front for it. I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'm carrying your shirt now." So we walk on up to the front, and I start ringing her up and everything, and it's just fine and hunky-dory, and we talk a little bit more about how her son is turning 40, and just how this is what he wanted. He loves the football team, and I'm like, well, I love the football team too. This is just kind of confusing. I'd never had anybody come in and ask me for the player's shirt before. And this whole time, I'm thinking of my coworker who I guess had originally been asked by this woman for help and couldn't do it. That referred her the coworker that referred this woman to me, and I just like, oh, I'm gonna get you later. But so I'm ringing her up, and I print out her receipt, and I give it to her to sign, and she looks at it, and she goes, "No, wait, this receipt just says XL. This receipt just says XL. You just gave me an XL shirt when I want an XXL." I said, "Ma'am." And I said, "Ma'am, if you can look at the shirt right here," and I showed her the shirt. It was like literally screen printed onto the inside of the shirt where it said XXL. Actually, it said 2XL. It said 2XL. The number 2, the letter X, and the letter L. I said, "This is your XXL that you wanted. This is what you wanted." Oh gosh! And so, you know, after I conveyed that message properly, we worked it out, and she went home and she was happy, I assume. So about an hour later, I'm still at the store. I'm about to get off, actually, and I get a call, and I answer the phone, and it's this woman, and she says, "Hey, I came into the bookstore earlier, and I bought a shirt for my son, and I wanted an XXL, and I'm looking at the shirt right here." And I said, "Yes, ma'am, my name's Austin. I was the guy who helped you." And when she heard my name, because she remembered my name, I guess, when she heard my name, something happened to this woman, and she goes, "I came into your store earlier, and I asked you for an XXL shirt, and you told me that's what you gave me, and I'm looking at my receipt, and I'm looking at my shirt right now, and the receipt says it's an XL, and the shirt says it's a 2XL. I wanted an XXL shirt." And I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry that you're angry, and I'm sorry that you're frustrated, but there's a really big misunderstanding here, because I explained both of those things to you earlier. That shirt that you want is your XXL. There's a 2 on there to let you know that there are 2 X's before the L. I don't know why they didn't just put 2 X's on there, but maybe so that they just didn't have to keep putting multiple X's on there for the 3 and the 4XL. So it is a 2XL. It is a double extra large shirt." And she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You have a good day, son. Thank you. Bye."
First thing, put my jacket on. This was during the summer, right after my freshman year, and it was weird because it was that summer where it was 110 degrees, like 30 days straight.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and I would always get these weird looks because I would come to work in a jacket because I would be so cold because I had to go in a cooler that was 32 degrees.
Oh, Kenny, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. You killed me. Anyway, usually when I would get out of the cooler, I would be really cold, and I would have to wear my jacket around the store, and just in order to warm up. Well, I was cleaning the bathrooms, and this old gentleman walked in, and he used the restroom, and he didn't even realize I was cleaning it because I got finished and I was washing my hands. And I had my hood up because my ears were cold. I had gloves on, you know. It looked as though I was sketchy. I'm not even gonna lie. It looked as, because why would somebody be wearing a jacket in 100-degree weather? And so he kind of whispers to me, and I didn't catch it at first. He was just like, "Let me leave the store, please." And and I'm like, wait, is he talking to me? And I kind of look around to think that if he was talking to someone else, and I kind of gave him the look like, what did you say? And he was like, "Please, let me leave the store. I just had to go to the bathroom and stop." And at that time I was like about to walk out, and I had my hands in my pockets. And I walked over, and it occurred to me that he thought I was robbing the store. and at that time, he was walking. He kind of stayed in the bathroom a minute as I was trying to walk out. And when it occurred to me, I instantly turned around. It kind of spooked him when I did it. Like he was like, and I was like, "Sir, no." And then I unzipped my jacket, and I like when I opened it up, I showed him my name badge and everything. I was like, "No, sir, I know what this looks like, but I actually work here."
Our cafeteria at my high school was just ridiculously huge. So at any given point for like lunch, you could have like 1,200 kids eating lunch. So they have to have like, you know, like the principals and stuff out there. Well, one of our principals recently got promoted from the linebackers coach. Not linebackers
Oh, this
coach,
is gonna be good.
defensive coordinator. Coach Block, Blockburger for his real name. So like he's patrolling the good old cafeteria, and so I'm minding my own business. I'm getting my soy burger with undercooked fries and you know all that great stuff. My chocolate milk.
Yeah, man, high school
lunch. So I'm getting my stuff. I'm like, I go to the ranch little pump machine, and I get my little ranch in a cup, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, stop!" And I thought he was yelling at me. I was like, I just want ranch. Like, I'm just trying to get some ranch, man. And I turn around, and I see Block running, and I was like, what is he doing? He's running to these two girls having a fist fight. And I'm just like frozen, and kind of like shock and awe. I'm just like, what's going on? So he's running, but here's the thing. There's a table in the way. But you know what Coach Block says to that table? I'm gonna fly over you. Dude literally jumped over a table and tackled both girls, like he was Brian Urlacher sacking a quarterback. It was just nasty, and I'm just like standing there, like completely like shock and awe. My friend Eric walks up, and we're just standing there watching. We're just like, "That's the greatest thing I've seen all day."